As we move into February, we're going to have to deal with the potential for more winter storms, but also the return of severe weather as the severe weather season looms closer as well. And we're going to be going over everything that you need to know in this forecast, including the potential for heavy snow, sleet, freezing rain, heavy rain, and also severe weather moving forward as we enter the new month of February. And hey, it's not a better time to subscribe to the channel as we have 121,000 subscribers. Again, thank you all for all the support and all the new subscribers, all the old subscribers here on the channel. I definitely do appreciate it. I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you so much. And again, subscribe to the channel for detailed, accurate weather breakdowns moving forward. Also like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you feel so inclined, also share this video with friends, family, and on social media. I definitely appreciate it. Let's look at our temperatures across the western U.S. here. This is what we're going to be heading toward this afternoon, and you can see the coldest air in the higher elevations in the teens and 20s. Lower elevations across portions of Montana down into Wyoming, we're going to see some 40s out there. Further to the south toward California, Arizona, New Mexico, more 50s and 60s will be common out west. Looking at the central U.S., a pretty mild day out here for Tuesday across the central United States. 30s up to the north across North Dakota, northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, some teens over there in the UP of Michigan and northern lower Michigan. But look at the 50s, 60s starting to move out across the central southern plains, and that is because our snowpack, we don't have a snowpack really across this region, so temperatures will be readily warming up. And then across the east, we have a snowpack up there in Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and upstate New York, and that will keep us cooler, and we see temperatures in the single digits, wind chills below zero here this afternoon. Further to the south toward the Ohio Valley, we're going to be in the 30s and 40s, and then further south across the southeast, including Florida, we're going to be in the 50s, 60s, and maybe even some 70s out there, especially for Florida. Let's look at our temperatures as we go through the rest of this week. So here we are today, and you can see the oranges are above normal temperatures. The blues and purples and greens, those are below normal temperatures here on this map. Notice as we go into Wednesday tomorrow, we're going to see well above normal temperatures across the plains and across southwestern Canada. And then by the time we get to Thursday, late week, we could be seeing record-breaking or at least near record-breaking highs across the upper Midwest, getting into the Ohio Valley there. And then as we go into Friday, we're going to see the potential for near record highs across the Mid-Atlantic. So a warmer pattern as we end the week here this week. And how does that bode with our new storm system? Well, we're going to see the potential for some wintry weather on the northern side if we can get some cold enough air. Even if it's marginally cold in the low 30s or upper 20s, you still can get some snow out there. It looks like the system's going to be moving into the Four Corners as we go into Wednesday, and then as we go in towards Thursday, Friday here, we move it all the way to Friday, and notice a lot of this energy here. The brighter the colors, the more spin there is in the atmosphere. This is your vorticity map, and notice there's a lot of spin here in the central and southern plains, so a more mature low pressure system will be developing Thursday the 30th and into Friday the 31st. Let's look at what this looks like here as far as the radar is concerned. The blue is snow, the pink is sleet, freezing rain, and in the green, that is rain here on the map. So as we go into Tuesday here today, got a little bit of snow up there. You can see with the blue from southern portions of Ontario into portions of the Great Lakes and the Northeast. Not a blockbuster snow, but definitely a little bit to go around up there across the Great Lakes. A little bit of some light drizzle or rain across Texas into Louisiana, and you barely see it. You blink, you miss it. Down here across the desert southwest, we have that low pressure spinning as we go into today and tomorrow. The warm air advection off the western Gulf could get us a severe weather chance across Texas as we go in toward tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on that. But look at the heavy rainfall on Thursday, really setting up from Arkansas back into Oklahoma and Texas here. And then as we go into Friday, that system matures, mainly bringing rain. Okay, this doesn't look like a big winter storm here late this week, but it could bring some snowflakes to places like Iowa, Missouri, northern Illinois, into southern lower Michigan, maybe some ice or snow over here and toward the northeast as we go in toward Friday night across portions of Maine, New Hampshire, also into Vermont and upstate New York. Now, as far as the rainfall is concerned, this system is going to be maturing as it moves into the plains. As we showed you with the vorticity map, the spin is going to get a little bit stronger, which means we're going to have more dynamics in the form of severe weather, but also heavy rainfall. So looking at the rainfall amounts here, could be adding up to around 1 to as much as 4 inches from southern portions of Missouri all the way back through Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma, and North Texas here. Maybe some decent amounts too further to the east into Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, up here into Kentucky, still around an inch or an inch and a half of rainfall. Now, we did mention the potential for severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center's Day 2 outlook does have a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk of severe weather from the Dallas-Fort Worth area south and west towards San Angelo, Abilene, and even towards portions there of Austin, Texas as well. This could be for some marginally strong winds that could be up to 60 miles per hour, marginally severe hail up to quarter size, and maybe a brief tornado threat as well. And then looking at the Day 3 outlook as we go into Thursday, there's a higher chance of severe weather further east this time. In the yellow, the level 2 out of 5, slight risk from portions of Monroe, Louisiana, all the way southwest here toward Lake Charles, and then into the Houston metroplex. We'll keep an eye on that. Damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes will all be possible even as we go into Thursday. Let's look at the instantaneous flash rate. This gives you an idea where the lightning will be with the thunderstorm potential by the middle of the week. And notice here as we go into Wednesday, we're going to start to see some thunderstorm activity isolated in the afternoon and then really start to blossom as we go into Wednesday night with a complex of storms there in Texas. And then that will move east as we go into Thursday morning and then Thursday afternoon. More development here across Arkansas down into that slight risk in Louisiana and coastal southeast Texas as we go into Thursday afternoon, and then moving it ahead to Thursday evening, these storms start to weaken as they push eastward toward Mississippi. Let's look here at our weather pattern as we go into the first 7 days of February, Saturday, February 1st through Friday, February 7th. We're going to be seeing overall a big ridge of high pressure developing across the southern tier of the United States, and that is actually going to be fighting against some colder air across southwestern Canada. So there's going to be a battle zone somewhere up here across the Intermountain West or the northern plains where the colder air meets the warm air. That's where our storm track will be from the west coast up here toward the northern plains next week. And we're going to be, like I said, seeing warmer temperatures as well extending into early February. You can see some warmer temperatures in the orange, but it's going to be fighting against the colder temperatures. Notice the blues, greens, and purples up here, well below normal temperatures, trying to make a run toward the northern plains like Montana, the Dakotas, and then the upper Midwest like Minnesota and Wisconsin, also the Great Lakes there in toward that time frame. And then it kind of just stays bottled up to the north. We have a lot of warmer air further to the south and east, and less of a snowpack, not really much snow on the ground, if any, across some of these areas in the Ohio Valley, the Central Plains, or the Southeast anymore. Temperatures will readily warm up through next week as we go through the first 7 days of February. So our storm track during that time frame will be from the west coast. A lot of rainfall and snowfall in the higher elevations across the Pacific Northwest, even into northern California. And then that'll translate downstream across portions of the central and eastern U.S. with an active storm track here, which could bring rain, but also some snow chances and the potential even for some severe weather. Let's look at the European rendition of the forecast as we go into the first week of February. Notice we got a big storm coming in, a lot of snow in the Pacific Northwest on the European model. This is Saturday, February 1st. Rainfall further south into Northern California. We go into Sunday, February 2nd. Notice we got a snow system. It's a clipper system across the Great Lakes again, bringing light snow very far to the north. And then we have that system kind of parked over here to the Pacific Northwest as we go even into Tuesday, February 4th. And then as we go into Wednesday, the 5th, and then into Thursday, the 6th, and then finally Friday, the 7th, we start to see another mature system. Does this bring snow to the upper Midwest, or does it stay in Canada? Does it bring heavy rain and severe weather? That is the main question mark at this point. It's still far out to determine that. Looking at the GFS model here, this is the American guidance looking at Saturday, February 1st. Notice there's a lot of snowfall here again in the Pacific Northwest. Extending into Sunday, that clipper system a little bit stronger on the GFS than the European model with some heavier snows for the Northeast there from Maine back to upstate New York. And then that system is agreement with the GFS and the European that there is going to be heavy snow parked across the Pacific Northwest for an extended period of time for 3-4 days in a row there in the weekend and into early next week. And then we're going to start to see that mature system. Does it bring snow, sleet, freezing rain, heavy rain, severe weather? The main track of the this system, the main intensity, and how much moisture it has to work with is still yet to be determined. But there's an idea here that maybe a couple of storm systems by that 5th, 6th, and 7th time frame of February could bring some wintry weather, but also some severe weather with heavy rainfall on the southern side. But looking at the snowfall aspect of this, areas in the upper Midwest haven't seen a lot of snow this winter outside of potentially Wisconsin and Michigan with the lake effect snow. Minnesota, Iowa, northern Illinois, the Dakotas, Nebraska as well, really hasn't seen a lot of snow. Here's the European ensemble guidance, does show that 5-day average of potentially a couple of inches here. And then looking at the signal for the GFS ensemble, even stronger signal here for the upper Midwest into the Great Lakes and especially the Northeast. But look at the Pacific Northwest here, definitely lighting up with some snow potential as we go through the first week of February. Well, thank you all for watching. I definitely do appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for the latest detailed, accurate weather forecasts here on Weather on the Go. Like the video, especially if you did enjoy the forecast. Share this video with friends, family, and on social media. And I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Tuesday out there.